G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Klingon War, episode number who the hell knows.
I've received a report there is a Bolian freighter that is overdue arriving at Earth space dock. It may need assistance.
Okay, thanks for that, Admiral. So folks, we're going to go through the Klingon War episode. Obviously not everything today because that will just take hours and hours and hours. So we can see how many we've actually got in this series, which is good, and this is the one we're going for.
I've received a report there is a Bolian freighter that is overdue arriving at Earth space dock. It may need assistance.
And believe it or not, this was the same one that just popped up as we started the game. So that's lovely. So this is what we need to do. I will just scroll down slowly so you can read it. But obviously, we're going to have to go and help somebody. As a result of somebody, we're going to get points. We're going to get apparently some interesting looting options. We're going to get some shields. Is that personal shields or shield array? We'll find out.
You are now in sector space. Here ships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
Okay, what I'm also going to do is now disable these pop-ups because I don't need them anymore, and I think you don't either. But you get the general idea, and I'm hoping that they go away. So we'll just close this one off. What else have we got left? We'll close that down as well. So again, the ship hasn't moved anywhere. We're doing good. We will also open up our inventory, and also we're going to press the U key if the stupid thing lets me. Come on. Work, you mongrel. Work. Okay, cool. So that was a little bit slow on my end. Apologies for that. So this is the time where we can start cleaning ourselves up and cleaning the character around and do some interesting stuff. So first I'm going to give myself a bit of an upgrade because I do take damage. Let's also see the rest of the people. I'm not going to do the ship just yet. So this person has a couple hyper sprays, that person has a couple hyper sprays, that person only has 2, and that one has a shitload. So let's give what is this one? Small power cell. Let's give that to this character here. And what else have we got? Shall we give this like this device thing here? What was that anyway? Can't remember. Small shield charger. Okay, cool. For a tactical officer makes sense. Do we give this one another hypo? I'm thinking, should we, shouldn't we? Okay, that didn't do what I wanted. I wanted it to add to the count, not just. Alright. Well, they've got 3 now. Big deal. Okay, so from a ship perspective, and this is where we can have a lot of fun. So this is the upgraded torpedo launcher. Now, what you could do, and you can, is you can replace your current torpedo launcher with this new one as well. Definitely do that. So I can show you here. That would just be simple drag drop, pick it up, put it in the empty hole, and there you go. But what you can also do in this game is you don't have to always have the same configuration. So if you want to do, for example, and we'll do it today, why the hell not? I want to have my 4th weapons, all of them being photon torpedoes. I don't want any phasers at the front. So you can just grab and drop. And there you go. You've set the configuration for this particular ship. So I've got a phaser at the back. And I've got photon torpedo launchers at the front. So we can actually go off and do this mission with this configuration on the ship. And so let's do that. I mean, it's non-conventional. I know that. Maybe it is. Maybe everybody else does it in the game, and I'm just the only one who likes to have phases and stuff. And as you can see, you bounced off the sun that way, so that also works too. Thank you, cruise control. And, oh, that was interesting. I saw a little flash on the screen now. There you go. There it comes again. So obviously, that's where I need to go because that's a distress call or a distress beacon. And guess what? I'm a Starfleet vessel. I've accepted the mission for helping people out. And yeah, I'm off to, well, help people out. So let's go and do this one. So the idea, folks, in this video, and again, it is the Star Trek videos. It's the Star Trek Online. It's the Tactical Career Officer. This is going to be a rather quickish
to any
mission.
Ships in range. This is Dana Brott of the transport SS Azura. Please help. Warp core containment field down. Radiation flooding ship. Communications and life support failing. Cannot eject warp core. Need immediate evacuation and assistance. Please help us.
Okay, continue. So we have to obviously get closer because we can now see it on the screen, which is cool. And yeah, so this mission hopefully wouldn't take that long, but then I'm also going to show you a little bit more of the game dynamics after the mission as well. So it's not just firing photon torpedoes and going crazy, but you'll see. Stranded in space. This ought to be good.
To any ships in range, this is Dana Brott of the transport SS Azura.
Mm-hmm.
Please help. We're being pursued by Orion raiders. Crew injured, taking heavy fire. Dropping out of warp near your coordinates. Need immediate evacuation and assistance. Please help us.
Traval, keep tracking that distress call. Signal. Nausicaans. Ooh. Okay, so basically what we have to do is defeat the Orion Raiders threatening the Azure, so full power to shields. So take us to in range. Now what we can do, so we already have shields at full power, we already have our settings at like attack mode, which is good. Now, because we're out of range of the actual Orion raiding party things, we're just going to quickly go towards the side and pick up the ore sample first, assuming that we don't get less than 10 kilometers. No, that's good, so we'll just do that now. And again, it's a Star Trek game, it will wait for us, it's fine, it's not going to do anything crazy. So we've picked that up. Great, we'll come into range and let's see what this does, eh? So we're far enough away, let's do, here we go. That's 3 torpedoes. That's 4 torpedoes now. 5. And one of these things. 6, 7, and gone. Okay, that's not too bad. But the other one is firing on me. So far the shields don't look like they've taken that much of a damage. Okay, let's see, give this a bit of extra love and attention. Let's click on the little buff there. Or the special ability. Bang, see you later. Not bad, eh, folks? And this is all just with photon torpedoes, no phasers. The one thing I really love about this game, you can change the configuration to the nth degree. Really, the nth degree. Depending on the species you're fighting, depends on what you want, how you can set your ship up. Or your shit up, however you want to go. Let's take these ones out, eh? 3 photon torpedoes. 1, 2, 3, bang. Fire this thing as well. Okay, that's gone. Switch to the next target. It's really good when they're firing at the other ship, they don't see you as a threat. Kaboom! Alright. Maybe a bit too close there. That's alright, took a little bit of damage on the shields. So, now, obviously, you can continue with the story and scan the SS Aurora. I'm not going to, because I want to get this ore sample as well. So, again, it's the Star Trek game. It will wait for you to do stuff, which is quite cool. So you can go off and do these things first. Again, no right or wrong way of playing the game. This is what I do generally, because after so many years of playing it, you actually find out how you can actually play it. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything else around? Let's give it a quick scan. Ooh, no more anomalies. I'm never going to get that bloody word right. No more anomalies. And here we go, coming back into range. And when it pops up, we'll press the button. So, Captain, I'm detecting elevated radiation levels on the Azure. So I've alerted the transporter chief to the situation. She can brief you before you beam over. Alright, let's go to the transporter room. This is who we want, and we're there, so we have to talk to the transporter chief now. So I'll press the right key on the keyboard this time. So that's the transporter room. Kind of looks different, doesn't it, from the one that I saw before, but there we go.
Captain, I'm concerned about the radiation on the Azura. She might have some damage to the warp core, but our sensors can't pick up enough to determine exactly what you'll find over there. I'm sure I can send you and the away team to the ship safely, but getting you back might be a problem until the Azura's critical damage is repaired. Step on the transporter pad when you're ready to go, and be careful, sir.
Try to keep a lock on us and prepare to transport survivors. So, oh, I've got 2 here. On the transporter pad? No, that's not right. Why is it showing up as 2? What? Hang on, why is the map showing up as that? Can I go exploring? No. Ah, I know what this is. Okay, so you gotta love the game. This is obviously, folks, we're on a specific map or a level, and in this one they've put the transporter room and the actual place you're beaming to in the same area, but they haven't excluded it from the map. So as you can see on the other side, there's the transporter room again, and so yeah, the game realized that in this map that's where everything is. So that's a bit of fun there. I'd call that a bug more than anything else. So I'm picking up multiple life signs. Some of them are the Azure captain and the crew, but others are Orion. So we are going to rescue the survivors, or rescuing the survivors is our top priority, so we know that. And then we'll take out anybody else there. So obviously I've unholstered my weapon because I know we're going to walk into something interesting. But also too, because this is the Star Trek Online game, have a look around, folks, because you don't know what you're going to find where. And the people that have done this game are quite good at sometimes hiding things, just so you could actually go and have a look. So here we go, we got something here. Let's open the container. And we've got a small hypo and a small shield charger. Okay, so that's good. So we're getting a little bit of loot. So, okay, we got some problems down here for sure. And we've got some doorways ahead of us. Now, obviously, this one doesn't look like it opens, but we tried anyway. That one obviously opened. So we just got to be careful here. Do I see anybody here? Nope. I don't see anybody there. I don't see anything I have to pick up. And again, look, there's something here. Okay, so scan crew member. This crew member is critically injured and you do not have the training needed to assist. Okay. So, as we remember, this is the tactical career I'm running, and to help this crew member, you need the science career. So, yeah, you can't do much about that. You can try. I tried back in the day with trying to get my science officer. I was trying to heal the person. It did not work. It's based on your career status. So I don't have the right career for helping that person. So we know they're going to die. So here we go. We've got some plasma leakages. So we're going to bypass the plasma so we can walk past. There we go. And because we're coming up into an area where I see red dots on the map, it means that someone's nearby. And look, there they are. So let's start targeting them and firing at them. So number 2, I press on the keyboard. And I stuff that one up. There you go. That's one down. That's another one down. And that was very quick, wasn't it? So let's take this item. What have we got here? Disruptor Wide Beam Pistol Mark II. Okay, that's interesting. We'll look at that one a little bit later. I mean, what you could do is you can stop, check, change the weapons if you think it's a better one, and go from there. What I will also do is I will just, and apologies for this, folks, it's just driving me nuts in my ears. I'm going to decrease the volumes a little bit. So again, this is also how you do that as well. And again, it's a very Star Trek-y type of game for sure. So there is a lot of things you can actually do and adjust and move and play around with. So let's just the voice volume, I think I'll keep where it is. Notification volume, I think reduce by another 20-odd%. What about interface volume as well? So it's not so loud, so it just doesn't go beep 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 beep. FX volume, yeah. Do I want to make it there? Let's go overall volume. I think that's a bit easier on the ears. Yeah. So again, I'm doing this on purpose, and as you can see, you can do this in the middle of the game too. No one's coming up and shooting me. There's no timer for this mission, so you can stop and do that. Let's have a look over this side here. Alright. Hey, there's a couple of people. Hang on. Are they Orions? They are Orions. Holy shit. I thought they were the crew members. It's been a long time since I've done this mission. Alright. Okay. And I've gotten an accolade as well. Friendly fix. Lovely. So, did I die? No. Here we go. We got some of the particles that we need. So, we're going to play with a waveform. Good. What do we get? We got 5 of those ones. Very nice. So, what's in the container? Let's open it. So, we got 2 small power cells. Coils. What am I saying? Alright, so we got that. We've also got the screen up here with the please do something yellow gold highlights on it. Okay, so we have shut down the second plasma leak, which is good. So we will just double check how's the rest of the team going. So I'm doing alright. How's the other tactical officers? That nothing's been used. Nothing's been really used. Do we actually? What's the weapon look like on this guy? Okay, look at the DPS here, folks. Currently equipped 44.2. That one in the inventory 62. So obviously you want to give the one that has the higher DPS. And again, that's how I'm playing. Doesn't mean you have to do this, but that's how I play. Higher DPS. And hopefully we get the missions to finish quickly. So we'll just whack that one in there as well. That one seems okay. And what am I going to give this one? Again, that one? No. Yeah, why not? And the hyper spray, I'll keep it because it's not making too much of a dent in the overall inventory box at the moment. And just for sake of clarity, there's nothing in there. So we got a little bit more further up. So if they shut down the next plasma leak, and I'm looking at the map as I'm running, walking, I don't see, oh no, I lie, I see. So there you go, in the corner. That's where the map kind of also helps as well. And again, you can definitely move around so you don't get shot. I recommend it, but because this is such a basic level, yeah, standing and firing also works as well. Unless they're throwing grenades at you, then move. So this one is the next one, and that's shutting down 3 of the plasma leaks. So that is basically that objective complete. Now we're going to locate the warp core, but I'm also going to scan because I'm seeing something which is obviously not here. So we have to go and look for that thing a little bit further down. And again, this is Star Trek, so you just have to, you just take your time. Go through it, take your time. So, scanning the warp core, Captain. Continue. Who's scanning it? Me? Catastrophic failure of the antimatter containment. Warp core breach is imminent. Captain, unless the breach is contained, the Azure is going to go kaboom. So, obviously, that's a bit of pressure, but don't worry, it's a Star Trek game. Pressure's not there, really. So we'll just get these stuff while we're here too, eh? So we'll line it up, move it across, and there we go. We've got 5 more things. And I'll show you what these things will do later. So here we go. Now we can go talk to the captain.
We hit an Orion ambush on our way to K7. We lost our weapons almost immediately, and then we took a direct hit near engineering. Our warp engine's magnetic antimatter containment field failed. We had no choice but to drop shields and use the power to try to stabilize the containment field. As soon as the shields were down, Orions boarded the ship. I'll never let those green pirates have the Azura. Please, take my crew to safety. I'll keep trying to stabilize the warp core. If I'm lucky, I can buy you some time.
Okay, so I'll help your crew. Now, obviously, you can say not yet, and you can run around and just pick up all the things that we did, but we've done that already. There's nothing else left. So we'll help the crew. But what you can do as well, just so that you can also see this. So you can scan the warp core. And here comes the the option. You can't do anything about this because you're the wrong career level, or the career type, I should say. We need an engineer to do something here, and I'm not one, so I'm the tactical one. So we get out and we keep going. Here we go. Where they bloody come from? So we have to return to the cargo bay. That's our mission. So obviously, now, there are two things you can do here. Now, I've got the tactical option where I can get everybody with the plasma. Or you've got the more fun option where you can actually learn what to press and throw things around and fire.
It is no surprise that the cowardly Orions cannot even
So obviously I'm
handle
going to do
the
a little bit
upgrade.
more fun thing here. We just run around and fire at them and try to do things and get blown up and all this other
Their
stuff.
call for assistance has given us a chance for glorious
We'll also go a
combat.
little bit further down. And we'll pick it up. And again, it's a bit of fun. You can do it the easy way and go through and just use your tactical career thing. And I'll show you actually, after I take these guys out, I'll go back and I'll show you the tactical career option. But let's first play around with these ones. So wait for this buff to go down, and we're ready. Okay, let's start. So there we go. The buff has come up. This is all a buff game. Really it is. Numbers and everything. Okay, that red thing, get the hell out of there. That's where they throw grenades. If you're in the red part, you die. Well, you'll get severely injured. So there you go. As you can see, that's where it is. And you're probably wondering yourself, Captain, it must be a cloaking vessel. Okay, so we can go to the ship, but we won't do that just yet, because I want to run back here and actually show you the tactical part of it. Now, just imagine I didn't actually go after all those Klingons, and I said, "Oh no, that's going to take me too long." What you could have done is actually do this. So you use your academy training, and you can actually use the plasma to clear the Orions from your path. Well, obviously they are Klingons. Just shows you how long and how many changes have been made to this particular game over time. And yep, we just start that up. And there you go. So this is where the Klingons would have been standing, and they would have been basically toast. So you definitely do that. And because it's a Star Trek game and you actually triggered it, you got the tactical brownie points for it. You did the objective, and basically also too, it's there, it's done. So now we just have to go back to the cargo bay because there is nobody else there. But I am seeing a lot of the eyes on the actual screen now, which were not really there before. So I'm trying to figure out why. Let's have a look. Scan crew member. Okay, the radiation's done too much damage to this person. Alright, so basically it's a lost cause. So all those eyes have gone away again, which means these people are pretty much, they're gone. They're dead. That's basically it. So you can't help them out here. We can try. If I go into the room, you can definitely try. There's the person there. No eye on top of him anymore. You just can't do anything. But again, it doesn't help to go and check because it is a game. Sometimes these things work as they should. Sometimes they work a little bit out of order, depending how old the game is. And this is, an older game, and things can be missed, and things can also be moved around a little bit based on the story at the time. I mean, you saw. I mean, we had Klingons there, and it was saying to get rid of the Orions. Something you kind of miss out on. Very easily, too. So, go to the transporter. We're right behind you. Away, team to Helios. Are you ready to transport? Or for transport. The Azura's radiation levels are returning to normal. The survivors of the Azura crew are on the transporter pad. We don't have much time to get these people off the ship now. I thought everything was getting to normal. Oh, the radiation levels, yes. The warp core, no. Okay. We have them, sir. Sensors detect the Orion reinforcements on the way, Captain. We need you back on the bridge. Oh, no. And again, just remember, that said Orion reinforcements. So, is there anything else around? Doesn't look like it, so what are we sticking around for? Obviously not for our good looks. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's beam back. And obviously, you can wait for the team to come back, or you can just press the button. It would have been cool if they all lined up on each pad, but that's alright. And there we go. We're back on the ship, and we have to go to the bridge. And when I first played this, I got so excited thinking I was actually going to be on the bridge of the ship. So I went into the elevator, said use the turbo lift, and I was expecting to go up into the bridge. And what happened? I went back to this view. Ah, well. Okay, so incoming message on screen.
Leave now if you know it's good for you, Starfleet. We are taking this ship, her crew, and her cargo.
The Azure and her crew are under Starfleet protection. Where are the Klingons? Ah, there they are. I swear this used to be Orion a long time ago. So we will just fire. There you go, that was a quick one, wasn't it? So I'll just make manual increases to the shields. And there we go. Oh, more Klingon ships. Okay, let's get in range. Buff up. Fire that. So the shields are a little bit further down. I'm going to keep on clicking mine because I've just copped the front on assault. And again, depending on how you want to play, you can play. I'm just doing this all... Oh. My shields are taking a beating and I'm clicking the mouse furiously. Come on. There you go. Go on, let's take the item, shall we? Ah, we got a console and we got a deflector away. So we need to save the captain. Oh yeah, that's right, she's still on the ship, isn't she? So rescue the captain.
Attempting to get a transporter lock on Captain Brott, sir. Boosting containment. You have it, Captain.
Captain Brott is safely on board, sir, and is just in time to... Okay, so basically, as soon as we go to sector space, they'll just disappear. Lovely. It helps me out. But let's talk with him.
You saved my crew. I'll tell you whatever
Let's
I can.
talk to the captain. We're interested, aren't we? Yeah, of course.
The Azura was a transport ship. Best in the quadrant. Mostly I hauled medical supplies or farming equipment. But I had room in the cargo bays for a little of everything. I have one customer who is just crazy for Tranya.
That's a throwback to the original series.
I don't save the galaxy on a regular basis like you Starfleet types do, but hauling cargo is a good way to make a living. I'm helping people in my own way. You saved my crew. I'll tell you whatever I can. There's thieves, pirates, and a whole lot of trouble if you ask me. Raiders have always been a danger to ships like mine, but the problem has gotten worse since the Orions allied with the Klingons. Now they think they can do anything to anyone. Someone needs to put a stop to these raids. You saved my crew. I'll tell you whatever I can. We have been having trouble with the warp core for a few days. I was hoping I could make it to the closest starbase, but when the containment field started to collapse, I used every bit of power we had to help stabilize it. The minute I rerouted power from the shields to the containment field, the Orions were there. For all I know, they detected I was in trouble and were waiting for the right time to pounce. You saved my crew. I'll tell you whatever I can. Go back to Bellaris for a few weeks, I suppose. I have enough latinum saved up to get me back on my feet. As soon as I can get another ship, I'll be doing transport runs again. I have customers waiting.
Okay, so we got the background story.
You saved my crew. I'll tell you whatever I can.
Okay, so we won't depart the system yet. We'll do another scan, even though, before we even got onto the ship, which is now destroyed, we got everything that was in the area. And now after, there was more there. So again, just be mindful when you're playing this game, folks. These things can respawn, and you just have to be careful about it. Now, where's the next one? It's okay. There's one more. Is it behind me? Where is it? Aha, over there. So we'll just turn around a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Obviously, your turn speed is based on the speed that you're traveling at. So if you travel at full impulse, it's going to take you a while to turn. If you travel at a quarter impulse power, obviously it takes you less time to turn. But we'll scan while we're here. Play with the waveform. And bang. So, there's nothing else left, and let's just depart the system. And that's the part I like about this game. It waits for you. So we're back here to sector space, folks, and the crew has magically
Well done. You saved that crew just in time.
And we've got experience points, we've got expertise, we've got some dilithium, and we've got all these other stuff here as well, which is quite interesting. But we'll have a look at this, shall we? And also, too, we got the other stuff from destroying the Klingons as well. So just remember, it was like a boss.
Congratulations.
Alright. Ooh. Okay, yeah, this is a very good segue to where I wanted to go. So I'm going to try to ignore this guy popping up now.
Starfleet has lost contact with the Federation science station in the Kasei system. Because all communications from Kasei 2 must be boosted by a satellite that compensates for Metreon isotopes prevalent in the system. It may be that the communications array is in need of repair. Please make the necessary repairs to the communications array and re-establish contact with the science station.
Okay, so you now know what the next mission is going to be, and then the next video, but not for today, folks. This is next week's one. But again, if you like these and you want to see more of them frequently, let me know. I can easily post them far more frequently than I'm doing. Okay, so this is going to take a bit of...
For each skill purchased, you will earn progress in unlocked paths. Space skills have 3 paths corresponding to the engineering, science, or tactical categories, while ground skills have only a single unlocked path.
Okay, so folks, here, this is where you have to be very, very cautious. Do not believe because your career is tactical that you can only put your space points or ground points in the tactical bucket. Okay, so don't think about that. Ignore the fact that you've got the career path of tactical. This is also the ground thing. So this is when you're out of your ship and you're running around with the phases, and you've got weapons proficiency, you've got personal shields, you've got kit performance, and there's
For each skill purchased, you will
That's
earn
annoying.
progress in unlocked paths. Space skills have 3 paths corresponding to the engineering, science, or tactical categories, while ground skills have only a single unlocked path.
So again, folks, this is going to take a lot of time to understand, and you'll do this like 10,000 times and you still won't get it. This is all a Star Trek game, a numbers game. Okay, so where you start, it won't make a difference for the first 5 or 6 skill points that you put in. But where you start putting your skill points actually has an impact to the way your ship performs and to the way you perform. At the moment, we've got 1 space point, 1 ground point. What does that mean? Let's start with the easy ones. Obviously, we're looking at statistics and numbers. So basically here, the skill grants you an additional 2% health. So if we click on this one, we consume the 1 ground point and we get 2.2% of our health. Here, this skill point actually provides a 0.5% increase to the base damage of weapons. And this one here grants you a 0.25% increase to the base capacity of your shields. Okay. And this one provides you with, let's just say it's kit stuff, and that's basically a lot more in depth than what this would actually show. Ultimately, in the lower career level paths, you're not going to have much in the way of kits. You'll find 1 or 2 of them and you're just like, oh, yeah, cool. You can look at endurance, you can look at your personal shields, or you can look at your weapons. So basically, it's shields, health, and weapons. Obviously, when you're doing the ground stuff, you're firing a lot, so you want to get proficiency in your weapons, at least to make every shot count. So a 0.5% increase to the base damage is not a bad skill to start off with, in my personal opinion. Now, by doing so, you've unlocked an additional 3, which is basically the next one's down in the tree. This one gives you an additional, well, there's a lot of additional stuff here. Again, that's the second weapon expert thing, so it's another 0.5%, which is a total 1% of the base damage. And again, you're playing with the numbers here, folks. So if you think you're going to sit back and just have it easy with this game, shooting and firing, it doesn't work like that. Sorry to tell you. You have to really get into this, because in the later levels, it's going to make such a big difference. You could go through this whole game up to about level 30, level 40 without touching these things, and you'll kind of be okay. But if you do this with without doing the skills and the stuff thing, you're going to start entering into some issues. But here, let's also pick on something that we want to do. Tactical Training Bridge Officer, we want to actually have that. Why? Because I don't want to use smoke grenades. It doesn't help me. I want to use the photon grenades. I want them to go boom. So obviously, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to click OK to that. And you'll see later what I mean by that one. So that's there. The training is available. So let's go back to the space traits, because I don't think there's not much more we can do here. And this is where it gets interesting. This is all to do with your ship. Let's start. Hull restoration. So basically, it gives you an increase on how much time less it takes to heal your hull. That's 0.5%, which is not a bad one. This one is hull capacity, so it gives you an increase to the base value of your hulls by 0.3%. Again, not too bad. Shield restoration, that's by 0.5% increase. Again, not a bad buff for starting out. Shield capacity, 0.3%. You're seeing a pattern here, folks. Tactical, again, the important part. 0.5% increase to the damage of the applicable weapons. Okay, it gives you more interesting information to that. And this one is projectile weapons. So this is like your photon torpedoes. So this is an interesting one. Again, this is at 0.5%. Now, because I have the ship configured for photon torpedoes being fired, at this point, it makes more sense to utilize this one. So let's do that. And there you go. So we've now seen an increase. We've got no more points left, and now we're going to the character part, and this is where a lot of time, and I really suggest you do this, just invest the time in actually reading this stuff. Again, for the first time you're mucking around with this, just expect that you're going to change and chop a lot, because you're going to get things wrong. Okay, that's part of the game. We all do. That's how we learn. Now, I have at the moment 3 slots for the personal, and I have 3 slots for the space. So, personal, what makes sense? Do I want to look at the aggressive part? I can actually make it, well, kind of make sense. Am I Bonus assault weapons damage. I like that one. I think that makes sense because I want to do more damage. Covert. I don't think I need it because I'm not being really covert. I'm one of those players where it's in your face and I'm just going to shoot at you. I mean, I think the terminology is a tank, if I understood it correctly. Creative, again, you can look at it. Some of these things are more so for the kits, as you can see here. We're not touching that yet. Let's have a look at the rest of the stuff first. We'll go low to the bottom. Anything here? Knockback and what? And root? Okay. Obviously, root doesn't mean the same thing in this game as what it does in Australian English, but that's okay. But let's say no to that one. Stubborn. Let's look at the percentages. Hold resistance, slow resistance. You could. I don't think it makes sense at this point. Maybe. Strike team specialist, 40% chance, 2.5 crit. So, yeah, let's do that. We'll put this one in there. Most likely it will change. But what's this one? Soldier, 5% bonus, range weapons. Yeah, not really. Not for what I have at the moment. Doesn't make sense. What's this one? I don't know if I really want to use this one yet, to be very honest with you. I think that's not really for me. Okay, yeah, I think the rifle damage one looks interesting. No, not that one. It does look interesting, doesn't it? Structural awareness. I think it seems like a good one. I know I've selected it. I'll probably deselect it later. But, yeah, we'll put it in there. I mean, we can always play around with it, and we'll see what that does. I think the rifle one might be better. But anyway, okay, so that was the ground parts. This is the space traits. So again, we are a tactical career, so obviously you want to have the tactical shit in there. So that's the first one. Basically goes without saying what that one does. Beam training, cannon. Okay, cannon I don't need. I don't have cannons. They do have cannons in the game. We've got torpedoes. What is that? Crippling fire. So I'm just reading through all of them here, and there's a lot. So as I'm saying, folks, at this part, you're going to have to do a lot of reading on your own. I'm just looking for the ones that actually make sense. Projectile training. Okay. That's torpedoes. It's a projectile. So what else is here? Looking down. So there's also stuff here for things in fleets and teams and everything, like the fleet one up on top. If you were playing with others in the fleet, yeah, of course, that would make sense. Again, for me, not so much at this point. Just trying to figure out here, folks, what would be the best one. And again, you can spend so much time, and I recommend you actually do, if you're following along. You can spend so much time in this in trying to get the right settings all set up. But the beautiful thing is about this is that you can chop and change. I'm going to put beam training on as well, because I do have a phaser beam, so it kind of makes sense to do it. Obviously, for all these other ones here, there's nothing that I have yet, so obviously can't do anything with it. This is also where you can actually select your away team. Now, because I've got 4 slots available to me and I've only got 4 crew members, it's going to be very easy. But if in the future, when you get more bridge officers, maybe you just want to go down with the full tactical team, you can do that. I have it all pre-selected, and they all come with their own individual skills and traits. So that's the away team. Now, on the ship as well, if you wanted to, you could actually change out the crew members that you actually have there based on their traits. So if we click on the first one, see how she has, and the guy also, the other one has the same trait. Well, obviously that's not going to do you any difference at this point, so it's one or the same, doesn't make any difference. But yeah, if you had more engineers, you could change the traits, and that would also appear on the bottom when you're actually in tactical scenarios. Again, I think that's basically all I'm going to do with this, and we're going to spend a lot more time in this part because, again, I've said it about 5 times in the video, and I'll say it again. This is a numbers game. This is definitely a numbers game. So what have we got here now? And this is also where the numbers and how you play make a difference. So obviously I don't have anything for kits, but I've got shields, which is what I used before, energy dampening armor, and this is where you have to look at this thing. Kinetic damage, which is 22.6% on this one, and I had 10%, so obviously I'm going to take this one. But again, you have to read and really read, make sure that you're doing what you want to do. This character has that particular body armor, and it's the same what I had in the past. This guy is also my tactical guy, so he should also have some body armor. Let's have a look here. Okay, science officers utilize some stuff. Let's give her another hyper spray. And what's this thing? 56% hit points over 3 seconds. Okay, maybe I give that one to the tactical person as well. Hey, why not fill up the slot? So it's all gone from my inventory. I don't have anything else really there. Let's have a look now at the shields array. So this is a Mark II, and I currently have a standard shield, so obviously I'm going to get the better one. I have no other options, so that's fine. Now this is the favorite part, deflector. Now look at the differences here in the stats, folks. So you've got 7.5% Starship control already there, or you could go down to 5%. However, in the next line item, ship drain, this one's at 5%. What's there on the screen is at 7.5. And then of course the last one is the same. And I like this because you can actually compare the two. Now for me, at this point, I would say it doesn't make a difference at this level, but it does make a difference when you actually start adding all the numbers up to everything else. I'm going to keep what I currently have there because I think that's fine. Also too, I've got another science console, and again, this is where these things start changing around. You have to go, okay, what makes more sense? Shield regeneration, which I currently have there, or hull regeneration? Now, if you were also what I was doing before, then shield generation made sense because they didn't hit the hull yet. This is the new warp core, and obviously it is a Mark II, which is better than what I currently have standard, and there's additional buffs. And this is how we go here, folks. So obviously I'm going to put the Mark II in because I have none of these buffs that are there at the moment. So it just makes sense to do so. So I'll definitely equip that one. And again, to equip it, you can just drag and drop it. You can double click or you can right click on it and you can actually put it on that way. But I am also just, yeah, again, equip. And we do that. And that's there. And I'll just move that one over there for good measure. The phaser beam I'm going to keep because you can still definitely utilize it. And again, this is a this is one of those, let's just say, when you're in deep space like we are here, or sector space, you can actually call for a ship to come up and you can actually do trading with them. So you can equip that and do it. This one here is the R&D area. This is where we're gathering all the gases from the waveform guides, and again, this is the whole the part which will come later. So folks, you've got other options here, and there are many menu options to explore in the game. We will definitely explore them together. I hope you like this video. For those of you that have actually gotten towards the end, I will still do these ones. I don't have an issue with it, but thank you very much for watching. Take care and have a good one.